You have a dream, a mission, a vision to see your church make a greater impact in your city, your region, and your world. But you're not sure where to begin. You have too many unanswered questions. Where do we start? How do we start? Do we have the resources we need? And who can help us? That's where Assist Church Expansion steps in. Our vision is to help you see your vision become a reality. Through a strategic partnership with Charis Fellowship Churches, we dream of seeing our fellowship become a movement. Church planting, multi-site campuses, revitalization, and adoption. Just a few of the ways Assist Church Expansion can be a partner to you as your ministry aims to reach more people and make more disciples of Jesus Christ. Visit our website today to schedule a consultation. And as God's grace reaches more and more people, God will receive more and more glory. Well, hey there. Welcome to the Assist Church Expansion 2020 Summer Ministry Update live. Can't believe we're actually doing this live. It is so great to be across the country, across the United States and Canada, and anywhere else in the world you might be joining in to tune in to this update this evening. My name is Bart Blair, and I am the Communications Director for Assist Church Expansion. I'd like to start by thanking Bartley and Wade for the pre-show. They did not bag on us nearly as much as I thought they were going to. In fact, Wade paid me a pretty great compliment. He showed a picture of me from about 15 years ago and said I hadn't changed much. I appreciate that, Wade. You're a good friend, in spite of what I might have said about you earlier today. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in today. You may not know anything about Assist Church Expansion, or you may be one of our friends, our fans, our followers. What we hope to do this evening is just take a little bit of your time to give you some updates with things that are going on across the Charis Fellowship, in which God has enabled us to partner with different churches. We've got some amazing things happening. We're super excited about the way God has been using us and the new relationships that we have with churches across the country. You're going to hear from some of the leaders and some of the projects that we're working on, some updates there, as well as some updates from some of our own ministry leaders within the Assist Church Expansion team. Before we get into things into the meat of our program, I wanted to take a few minutes just to introduce you to some of our team members. Now, if you're on our email list or you get our newsletter, you know we've been adding team members like crazy, and we don't have time to introduce you to everyone this evening. You're going to see a few people throughout the program, but here at the beginning, I wanted to introduce you to some of the key players of the Assist team, and I want to start by introducing you to one of the newest team members that we have. Mike Gentis is not a stranger to the Charis Fellowship. Many of you might know Mike, but Mike has recently joined the Assist Church Expansion team as the Director of Operations. So from the East Coast of the United States, let's welcome Mike, and he's going to give us a little update on things he's been working on.
Thanks so much. Greetings this evening from Raleigh, North Carolina. My wife and I and our family moved from Long Beach, California, here to Raleigh earlier this year. And one of the exciting parts of this move has been the opportunity to join Assist Church Expansion as Director of Operations. So it's a real privilege for me to join this team. A lot of these guys and gals I've known a long time, as we've been in the church planting space in the Charis Fellowship. And so we're really excited to continue that work, excited to join this team that has been working on a lot of things, and especially on revitalization. And so that's a really awesome opportunity for us to impact our fellowship. So I want to hand it back to you, Bart. Greetings again from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Hey, thanks, Mike. For those of you who know Mike, you know he brings a great deal of system, structure, and order wherever he goes. And God brought Mike onto our team at the absolute right time. As we've been spinning things up here with the Assist partnerships that we have with churches across the country, things have gotten a little bit crazy. And bringing Mike on the team has been a great way for us to organize ourselves and to set ourselves up for great success in the future. So we appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for joining the team. Next, I'm going to introduce you to some people that, if you've been around the Assist camp or the GB Canada camp for any length of time, these are not strangers to you. They're some of our most tenured team members. Another couple without whom we would probably be totally lost. And that is our friends Ted and Elise Adamanis, who are coming in from Pahrump, Nevada. Hey, Ted and Elise, how you doing?
Hi, from the desert of Nevada. Like Bart said, we oversee the finance and administration for Assist, and we want to thank each of you for your support and your prayers and your resources.
And we thank God for our growing Assist team and for the leaders and pastors that he's raising up to grow Charis Fellowship.
So thanks to all of you from Assist in Nevada, and now back to Texas with Bart.
Thanks, Ted. It's a good looking shirt you were wearing there. I guess it's Elise that dressed us. So thanks, Elise, for picking out our shirts for us. We look pretty good. I know that most of you are probably wondering, well, where are the Bryants? We do have them here. In fact, next up, we have my longtime friend, Philip Bryant, who's out in Surrey, British Columbia. And Phil is our Director of Development. Hey, Phil, how are things going?
Hey, hello from British Columbia. Great to have you guys join us. I'm excited. We get to do this live stream, and we've been wanting to tell people what's going on with Assist. And here's a way to do it all the way across the country and around the world right now. And what's fun is we're doing it live, and it's going to be a lot of fun today. So hello from British Columbia, from the Bryants here. And it's a privilege to be a part of this team and to see what God has done from the early days of Grace Brethren Canada to now to the Assist for the last 3 years and what God is intending to do. I hope this live stream will be really exciting for you guys and start to get a picture of what God's doing, what he can do as we work together. So hello and enjoy the show.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. I do want to point out that, you're all getting a little window into our worlds. And you can see on my wall, I've got guitars and lunch boxes and Coke bottles. And Phil has a lot of books on the wall behind him because he's a very, very well-read individual. So we just want to commend you, Phil, for your extensive library and your incredible knowledge. Thanks for being a part of our team. Hey, I got a couple more people that we're going to bring online now. These are actually pre-recorded, a couple of our team members who are also really, really instrumental to the work that we're doing. First up, we have Mark Artrip, who is our Director of Church Planting, followed by our absolute newest team member, Sherry Boehm, and they're going to give you a couple of updates on things that they've been working on.
Hi, my name is Mark Artrip, and I'm the Director of Church Planting for Assist Church Expansion. And I wanted to give you a quick update today on some of the things that are happening with our church planting. A lot of this event will focus on church revitalization, but there's 3 important things that I wanted to make sure you know about. The first thing is this. Dane and Anna Caraway have been in the Towson area of Baltimore, Maryland for about a year now, and we're excited about the progress that they're making. They are there on the ground, they're gathering members of their launch team, they're making contacts in the community, and they're looking for ways that they can be missional and add to their team. So keep praying for them and the rest of their team with the well in Baltimore. Another thing I want to let you know is about Trey and Sarah Gilmore, who are planting Contrast Church in the Grandview region of Columbus, Ohio. They're doing that in cooperation with the church that I lead, Movement Church, and Three Creeks Church, one of the churches that we've planted. We are sending them together, and we're excited about what God is doing there too. They currently have 48 people who are on their launch team. Those people are filling leadership roles, deciding that they're going to be leading small groups, missional communities, and other things. And many of them are moving to apartments in the city or buying homes in the region where they're going to plant. So please keep praying for Contrast Church and for their launch team. And the third thing that I wanted to let you know is that this fall, we're going to be starting our first ever parent church cohort. This cohort is going to be a 2-year process that guides people into bringing in their first church planting resident and sending that resident out with the team. So year 1 will kind of be the preparation year, working on the budgeting, the behind the scenes things, the DNA of the church. Year 2 will actually be bringing that resident in, equipping them, and sending them out with a launch team to plant a church. And we have 5 Charis churches who are looking to engage in that and hopefully plant a church 2 years from now. So thanks for praying for Assist. Thanks for praying for our church planting items. And we just want to thank you again for your support and your partnership.
I'm so eager to join the staff of Assist Church Expansion. I'm thankful that they saw a need and that they took steps to meet the need. My name is Sherry Boehm. I live in Macedonia, Ohio, in between Akron and Cleveland. I jumped into this new responsibility to begin to gather contact information on the women so we could interact. I've started communication with about 7 so far and begun arrangements for coaching agreements with a couple of them. I want to lay groundwork for connections so the ladies can interact with other pastors' wives in similar situations. I want to be able to inform them about Charis opportunities and things that are already out there for pastors' wives. I hope to be able to provide resources for them too that will help them. This week I found encouragement in Hebrews 13. I want to help the gals to throw off anything that hinders them from what God's called them to do. I want them to run with perseverance the race that's set for them, their race, not someone else's race. And I want them to fix their eyes on Jesus and not grow weary and lose heart. My heart is for them, and I hope to bring some good encouragement.
Thank you so much, Sherry, for all that you're doing, and we look forward to all the ministry you're going to do in the lives of our ministry leaders. It's so exciting that you're a part of our team. We're so excited you're joining us tonight for this live stream. We're excited about what God is doing through the ministry of Assist, and it's possible because of those of you who support what we're doing. And when we first started Assist, we were focused on planting churches, and we're still wanting to plant lots of churches. But as we started to push into our fellowship and saw the needs, we realized that more than church planting needs to be done. And one of the big things that we're focused on right now is helping to revitalize and restart churches that are in trouble and giving them a new day. We want to show you a quick video that explains why we're into that.
Assist Church Expansion launched in 2017 as a cooperative ministry in the Charis Fellowship. Our intent is to partner with Charis Fellowship churches that are multiplying through legacy church planting and multi-site campuses. We dream of seeing our fellowship become a movement across North America by the year 2030. We define a movement as being 5% net growth year over year. Unfortunately, our fellowship has struggled, like many other fellowships and denominations, to keep pace with the decline of church attendance in North America. Overall, we have more people attending Charis Fellowship churches today than we did 20 years ago. However, that is primarily due to the growth of only a handful of churches. While our continued commitment to church planting saw 113 new churches added to the fellowship between 1999 and 2019, we also saw more than 140 churches close or withdraw from the fellowship. As of the start of 2020, annual reports show that we currently have 99 churches in decline, 28 of which have fewer than 25 people in weekly attendance. For a fellowship with only 230 total churches, these numbers are alarming. These numbers also validate that if we're to see our fellowship become a movement, we need to find effective ways of providing support to those churches that are in danger of closing. If we want to increase our gospel footprint across North America, we can't just focus on church planting. We must also give attention and resources to church revitalization and church restarts. So it's with this in mind that Assist Church Expansion has committed to partnering with 30 churches over the next 5 years for the purpose of revitalization and restart. In addition to working with churches that are planting and multiplying, we'll also help our fellowship preserve its gospel footprint in communities where our churches already exist. We'll work with churches that are plateaued or in decline to help them plan for a healthy and vibrant future. We'll help these churches find restored hope and a new day.
As we did our research across our fellowship and we saw districts being shrunk by a huge amount of numbers and churches in decline, such a large number, it was kind of a wake-up call to me and to our team that we needed to do something about it. But our problem with aging out churches isn't new to just our fellowship. It's actually happening all across North America and Canada. So we started to investigate what other denominations were doing and how they were going after actually finding ways forward to help these churches have a new day. And so we've been working on that really hard, and we came up with a strategy, a 5-step strategy that helps us help churches find a new day. I want to have an interview with one of our churches that we're working with and also tell you about that strategy in these next 2 videos.
Name is Keith Michael. I'm an elder at the Rosemont Grace Church in Martinsburg, West Virginia. I grew up in that church, so I've been a member there since I was 6 days old, actually, right? I left for a time period for military service, college, actually went out and tried some other churches, but ultimately came back to the church about 12 years ago. And I've been serving on the leadership team there for about 7 years now. So experience with Assist has been nothing but positive. And that started probably, I started talking to Nathan Bryant about 3 years ago when he was first getting Assist up off the ground and everything. And was at a GBIF board meeting, and loved the concept of what they were trying to do with doing church plants at that time. And I asked him, I was like, well, my church actually needs a revitalization effort. And we started talking about it at that meeting and everything. Well, about a year and a half later, we were struggling at our church. Our church has been in a pretty steady decline for, I'd say, the last 10 to 15 years. And we had tried a lot of different options, looking at bringing in different associate pastors, looking at different programs. And as a leadership team, we had figured out that we didn't have all the tools necessary in-house at a small church to understand what exactly was going on and how we could better serve our community. So we reached out to Nathan at that time and asked him to come in and start talking and working with us. And that was April of 2019 is when we started working with Assist. And we started that process then and there of talking with them. Nathan came to the church several times to explain to our people exactly what Assist does and the plan that we need to follow. And in between those times that he was there, myself and other elders at the church would get in front of the church body and explain to them that the fact that we want to be doing more as a church, right? We want to be connecting with our community around us, and we felt like we had lost touch. We love each other, family environment at the church, but we weren't reaching the lost in our community and everything. And there were several of us that had a passion for that and wanted to start to spread that passion to the other people in our church congregation. And we wanted to identify and find a leader that could actually get us there. And Assist has been a partner with us all along. They've helped us identify who that leader is, and we have a fantastic leader now in Pastor Andrew Leisure. And I think God's got big things in store for us. We're new on this path, right? We haven't been to a boot camp yet, but the process of working with Assist so far in the first few months here of identifying a leader and getting our church ready mentally for revitalization has been great.
At Assist Church Expansion, we're working really hard to try to preserve the footprint of the gospel where we already have churches. We do that through revitalization and restart. At Assist, our process for revitalizing or restarting a church, we call our 5 big rocks. The first big rock is unity. We need to unify the church. First, the leaders of the church, the key stakeholders of the church, then to the congregation itself. Jesus said a house divided against itself cannot stand. So we have to be unified. Unless the whole church is unified towards a partnership and process for revitalization or restart, we will not move forward. The first step is unity. The second big rock is leadership. Most churches that are in a position that need revitalization and restart are looking for a shepherd or teacher. Both of those gifts are really important in the church. But a church can't go from where it is to where it needs to be without a strong leader. We're looking for a strong leader to help that church move forward. And that leader we're trying to find is someone who's also aligned with us theologically. We work hard to make sure that the person who's coming to take on a fellowship church, it doesn't just want to lead the church, but wants to be part of our family. That's really important. The second rock is leadership. The third big rock is team. You can have a fantastic leader, but he's limited to the gifts that God has given to him. There needs to be more than 1 or 2 gifts applied to the vision and strategy and the execution of a plan. It's really important that he has a team of people to round that out. Also, having a team gives you more people in the church to push that vision forward, and the leader isn't doing it by himself. It's really important to have a team. Fourth rock is a plan. We want to help the church build a comprehensive strategic plan. Our goal at Assist isn't to give them a prescribed way of doing church. We actually want to help them think through for themselves. How do we reach our community? How do we make disciples? How do we reproduce? And at the end of the day, they don't just have an idea of what they're trying to accomplish, but they have a comprehensive strategic plan. The fourth big rock is a plan. The fifth big rock is launch. You've got unity in the church, you found the right leader. He's built a team, and now you have a strategic plan. Now we want to execute that plan and launch that new vision into the community and reach more people for Jesus. We want to see a new day happen for that church. The illustration that we use to tie this all together is like inviting people over to your house for dessert. But when they get there, you're not ready for them. The house is dirty, the table's not set, and there's no cake ready for dessert. But what we want to do is we want to clean the house, set the table, finish baking the cake, and then we open the door. We want to unify the church, find a great leader, build a good team, finish building a strategy and strategic plan. Then we want to launch that new vision into the community and see who God will allow us to reach and create a new day for that church. So that's our strategy, 5 big rocks. We're using that in all the projects we're doing to refresh their vision, to revitalize churches and restart churches. We've only been functioning for 3 years, but already we have 23 active projects that we have partnerships with. Now, we have some church plants that we're doing. We have a bunch of churches that are looking to multiply and plant themselves, and we're preparing them for that. We also have some churches that are campusing with us. But the vast majority of projects that we're doing are restart or revitalization. And we're so privileged to do that. And it's so cool to see Keith talk to you about what's happening at Rosemont. We want to have another guy share about what's happening at his church.
Hi, I'm Brad Gromas. I'm the lead pastor here at Grace Church in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. And I've had kind of a unique journey in connecting in here with our church family. It started about 3 years ago or so when the Ephrata Church reached out to the church where I was serving at as executive pastor in New Holland and indicated they needed some help, that they were in a place where needed some consultation and support. And we were able, as a church family in New Holland, to provide some consultation services for about 10 to 20 hours a week. And I began working with the church. And in that process, the current pastor of the church really felt the Lord leading him to a place of retiring from ministry, but still connecting in to serve. And my role as a consultant turned to one where I helped the Ephrata Church connect in with Assist Church Expansion. And through that process, after we went through the initial connection between the church and Assist, there was a vote to move forward, and it was very encouraging and exciting, and the church was energized even through that process of looking forward with hope to what the future would provide. And as that process continued, actually very shortly after that vote was taken, the executive director of Assist, Nathan Bryant, reached out to me, my current lead pastor at the time, and the elders here at Ephrata Grace to consider the possibility of transitioning me from a consultant role into the lead pastor role, and that moved forward in pretty short order. So I have actually been in the role I'm in now for about 1.5 years as lead pastor at Grace Church, and it's exciting. It's also hard. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of things that take lots of brain power, lots of resources, people resources, money resources. But one of the greatest supports we've had in that process has been our partnership with Assist. Assist has served as the sounding board for us to bounce ideas off of. They've been able to provide counsel and insight as we've gone along. But one of the greatest things is Assist has never come in and told us, this is how you will do church. They've helped us develop a framework. We're currently working through a definition in our context of what a healthy disciple of Jesus looks like. And from that, we're developing a pathway forward for discipleship, as well as a pathway forward in assimilation. The idea of what does it mean to connect people in to the life of the church. And Assist has been great to provide some of those frameworks and to give us the opportunity to think through concepts and, again, processes that we wouldn't have thought of on our own. Now, we're still doing the work. We're still the ones who are making the decisions and moving forward, but Assist has been a great resource in that for us to move forward. And I got to tell you, I am excited for the future of the church. When I first heard about the opportunity to do this consulting thing, I'll be honest, I wasn't super excited. I thought, oh, small church, really struggling, not sure all that we can do to help, but we'll give it the old college try. But then I got here and I saw that there was great potential for what God wanted to do. God had done great things over the last 40 years, and we're almost at our 40-year birthday here this August for what God has been doing through Grace Church. And we were, as we started to have those conversations, I got excited about what God was going to be doing. And as Assist has helped us broaden our perspective as far as what does it mean to impact our community in our context, using our resources and our strengths and our flavors of who we are as a church family, I have gotten nothing but more and more excited to be part of what God is doing here. We were hoping for a potential relaunch this fall or maybe this spring, and then COVID-19 hit. So we're still figuring out when that's going to be. But we are excited about that. Part of our partnership with Assist has been to breathe new life, fresh energy into what God is doing here. So from my context, from our church's context, we are so grateful for what Assist has done and so grateful for the path that they have helped us walk. They've walked alongside of us. They haven't told us where the path is or where we're heading, but they're helping us determine that on our own. And it is an exciting journey to be a part of.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're doing such a great job there at Ephrata. You're giving it a new day for sure. And it's been a privilege and an honor to work with you and with your church. Our fellowship has so many incredible leaders and so many great things taking place, but we also have a lot of churches that are in big trouble. And we're not sure how to do everything. We don't think that we are everything to everyone, but we are wanting to be part of the solution. And we think God has given us a really good plan. We have a fantastic team, and we want to work to assist as many churches as we can. As we've prayed about it as a team, we've thought, what can we do over the next 5 years to put a dent in trying to rescue some of these churches? And so we've made a goal of seeing if we could take on 30 new projects over the next 5 years. That's very ambitious. It's going to take a lot of work, and we're going to need your help to do it. But we'd love to be part of seeing a new day happen for 30 more churches across our family. We want to share one more story with you of someone who's doing a great job in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Hi, my name is Eric. My wife, Christina, and I have been serving in ministry for a little over 25 years now, and we had the privilege of getting introduced to Assist as we were searching online for where God was leading us next, and sat down and had a conversation with Nathan and with Bart, and found that we had like minds and like hearts, and that the Lord was leading us in the same direction, and they introduced us to the church here in Bowling Green. Bowling Green Church here has existed for a long time, and God has done incredible things through this church. And they were at a season where they were asking what was next. And in God's providence, what he did was he introduced Bowling Green Grace Church to Assist, and they had a conversation about what next steps might look like. And the beauty for me stepping into this church was that Nathan and Bart had this conversation with the church, had laid out what the options were, and this church, in their conversations with Assist, were able to come to a place where they said, we want to take that step of faith, and we want to see what God would do in this new season as we look at revitalization, maybe even a restart, because we want to see God come and show up in the Bowling Green community for generations to come. And so we were invited to step into this process, and Assist made that so easy because the hard conversations were had, the clear boundaries were laid out, and the expectations were set. And so we were able to jump in, to build relationship, to gain understanding of what was going on, and to be able to pray about what the new revitalization, ultimately this restart's going to look like. And frankly, to have Assist come alongside us and to provide not only coaching, but camaraderie, to provide instruction and conversation and community through our cohorts monthly, through coaching, through praying, through having trainings online. These have been so essential and helpful for us to not only get to know the community, but to have men and women coming alongside, supporting myself, supporting my wife, to be a part of the community of the church. So this has been something that we as a whole fellowship have been able to jump in together and do. It's already a difficult season to face a transition, to say, God, what's next? And to have to lay it on the table and say that one of the options could be that the doors are closing, and another option is almost as scary to say we might need to change and do something brand new. And Assist has made that much easier and has facilitated with wisdom and understanding for us to transition not only as a family to come in and lead, but for our congregation to do that as well, because we have relationship and we have history and we've seen God's fingerprints in what he's done in the past. And we're excited because I'm convinced that we're going to see God's fingerprints for generations to come in the future. And I'm thankful that God has led us to Assist, and through Assist is leading this church to have a brand new start where we can serve Jesus and see him glorified in and through our lives for generations to come.
It's incredible to think of all that God has been doing in and through Assist. I'm just amazed at what God is doing in the last 3 years alone. We want to see the Charis Fellowship become a movement. And we want to see this fellowship not lose its footprint and the different places that it's been at. The truth is there are many churches that need a new day. Well, what a vision to see 30 churches that need a new day, and 30 churches that would be revitalized or restarted and find a new day over the next 5 years. That's our goal. We're believing God for 30 churches over the next 5 years. You know, it takes us about 2 or 3 years to partner with these churches as they move from where they are to where they want to be for their new day. And as we work with churches like this, it costs Assist about $25,000 per project. So I guess you can do math. If you get 30 churches at $25,000, we're going to need $750,000 to see this happen over the next 5 years. And we'd love for you to be part of that. Many of you are already praying, and some of you are already giving. And we'd love to see our family really embrace what God is doing through Assist, especially in this new day space. I'd encourage you to take a look at our website and look at the different projects that are already present there, and be praying for us as we give out those newsletters and emails that go out. We're giving you information related to what's happening. It could be in your community, in your area. We're going to start a banquet. I'd encourage you to invite your friends and friends that would have resources to come and be a part of what we're doing. Maybe you could actually talk to your missions commission or your missions committee and say, hey, what about Assist and the project that's maybe in your community, your area that you can be connected with? What I know is that God wants to have a new day for these 30 churches, and God is somehow allowing Assist to be part of that. And we'd love for you to be part of that too, and join our team, be partners with us to finance this project and to pray for us. And we're so thankful for those of you who are doing that. And we look forward to what God is going to do. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could see this goal reached, that in the next 5 years, 30 churches would have a new day? Bart?
Well, thanks, Phil. We've really kind of come to the end of everything that we wanted to share with you this evening. We hope that you have been encouraged and that you feel like you've been informed with the things that are going on all across the country. We're working with churches from California to Maine, all down the eastern coast into Florida, and then, of course, in the Midwest, Ohio, the heart of Grace Brethren country. Charis Fellowship country. And we're probably working at a church near you if you're not in one of the churches that we're already working with. We really appreciate your prayers. We appreciate your support. We couldn't do what we do without your support, your prayers, as well as your financial support. As Phil has already stated, you can visit our website and you can find out more information about specific projects. You can reach out to us and let us know if there's a need in your church. Perhaps you'd like to connect with Nathan and have a conversation about what a revitalization in your church might look like. We'd love to have those conversations with you. And before I sign off and hand things back over to Bartley and Wade, who are going to kind of finish us off here this evening, I want to extend special thanks to the team at Renew Church, Eric, Merrick, and Natalie, for making all the technical stuff here possible, bringing people from all around the country and queuing up the videos and making us look as good as we can look, given all the circumstances, and bringing this feed to you. I want to thank Brad Gromas, Eric Coltrup, and Keith Michael for spending the time with me and letting me get those videos of of them and just sharing their encouraging words about not only what God is doing in their churches, but just the partnership that we have with them. It's really, really a special thing. And they are just the tip of the iceberg. There are many other guys and many other churches that we're working with that we are appreciative of as well. We want to thank Phil Sparling, Tom Avey, and everyone else involved in coordinating all the stuff that's been going on online this week. It's been fantastic to be able to connect together as a church family, even though we weren't able to get together in Winona Lake this year. We hope that we'll all be there next summer in Winona Lake for the Next Access Conference, and we hope that we'll see you there. And that's all I got. So we'd love to hear from you. Please reach out and let us know if there's any way we can serve you. Let us know how you might like to come alongside us if that's something that you're interested in. And with that, I'm going to turn things back over to Bartley and Wade.